Good day, everybody. I hope that you are well, and I also hope that you are having a good day so far. Today, we'll be doing our grade 4 English lesson on opinions. So, we'll be doing our grade 4 English lesson on opinions. And before we start with our lesson on opinions, we're going to log on to aplusstudents.ca. Once we've logged on to aplusstudents.ca with our username as well as our password, and then we're going to select the subject of language arts, grade 4, and then we're going to scroll down up until we get to the chapter of opinions. All right. So we said our chapter is opinions. Our subject is English, which is language arts. Before, and the lessons that we're going to be focusing on today under the chapter of opinions it's to distinguish facts from opinions. So we're going to distinguish the facts from opinions. So we'll basically find out what a fact is, and we're going to identify an author's statement of opinion, right? All right. So basically, we have facts and then we have opinions, right? So our lesson, or let's say our chapter today, is opinions, which means that we will mainly focus on opinions. And opinions are things that you believe is true, or this is something that you believe, or you think, or you feel is, for example, the truth, right? So it's like if somebody asks you, like, what is your opinion on something? Then you give your opinion or you give a statement based on what you think or what you feel, right, about a specific topic that they are talking about. If they were to ask specific facts about something, then it means that you need to go and research something. Because facts are something that people research. It's things that is maybe on the internet. It's things that is in books. It's things that you can quote and be like, I saw this here, there, and the other, or I interviewed people, and according to the sources, this is whatever, right? That is facts. But opinions are many things that it's things that you believe or think or feel is the truth, right? It's like, I think, I believe, right? I feel. That is usually how you need to start. Exactly. So it's the same as like you saying dogs are better than cats, right? That is an example. So remember, that's your opinion, right? Because all dog lovers, people who love dogs, will say that dogs are better than cats. But people who love cats are going to disagree with you because they're going to believe that cats are better than dogs, right? So that is basically your opinion. So that's a great example, right? So it's like he says that he made an example where he says that dogs are better than cats, right? That is his opinion, right? Because, like I say, if we were to interview cat lovers, right, then they would definitely tell us that cats are better than dogs, right? If you don't have a dog, but you have any other pet, you are definitely going to say that the pet that you have is way better than either a dog or whichever pet that somebody else has. So, an opinion is something that you believe, think, or feel is the truth, right? So if we basically distinguish between facts and we distinguish between opinions, right? Then a fact is something that can be proved to be true. Meaning we either have researched it, we've interviewed people, right? It literally came from the sources or the horse's mouth, like they would say, right? So a fact is something that can be proved to be true. It can be proved, meaning if we go on the internet, right? And then it will show there because they have done research, right? And they have come up with an opinion, not even opinion, they have come up with information to say that this is actually the truth. It's, for example, saying the month of July has more days than the month of June, right? This is a fact. And how do we know that this is a fact? How do we know that the month of July has more days than the month of June, right? It's because if you go to the calendar, right? So if you go on the calendar, then you will see July has 31 days and June has basically 30 days, right? So June has 30 days and July has 31 days. So that is basically a fact, right? And it's a fact because if we go to the calendar, it will basically prove to us that July has 31 days, which is one day more than the month of June with 30 days. And like I said, it can be proved by looking at the calendar. So we're going to the calendar, even if you want to compare calendars, because remember, the calendar is the same. So it can be proved by looking at the calendar and counting the number of days in each month. And as much as we have time differences within different countries all over the world, the calendar is still the same. Right? Like currently, it is now 10 minutes past 12 in South Africa, which means that 10 minutes past 12 in the evening, right? Midnight, which means that we are now basically the next day, which is the 14th of March, right? And in your country, which is in Canada, you guys are still on the 13th of March, right? So as much as our time differences are different, but the calendar is still the same, right? The calendar doesn't change based on the time differences that we have in our different countries all over the world. All right. And then we have an opinion, right? As mentioned earlier on, opinions are things that you think, you believe, you feel, right? So we say an opinion, it is something a person believes, it's something a person thinks, or it's something a person feels. And an opinion, it cannot be proved true. So it cannot be proved true. It cannot be proved true because this is basically how I feel. So whether you believe me or not, but this is how I feel about something, this is what I think about something, and this is what I believe, right? So it's, for example, saying July is a better month than June for camping. July is a better month than June for camping. So that is someone's opinion, right? And it's their opinion based on they have probably gone camping in July and they probably go camping every year in July, right? So now they probably think that, this is a better month to go camping. It's the same as choosing a place to go camping, right? If you like something, then by all means, you would say that that thing is way better than something else. But then you will maybe find someone else that will think that June is a way better time to go camping, right? So an opinion cannot be proven true because it's something that I believe, it's something that I think, or it's something that I feel is the truth. And the reason why we say this is an opinion about the July being the better time to camp than June, this is an opinion because people may have different opinions about which month is better for camping. Remember, this is you. If you feel that that is a specific time for you to go camping, then by all means, that is your opinion. But it does not state facts, right? It's the same like Pryan said, dogs are better than cats. That is his opinion. We cannot be saying no, but we can go against him by maybe saying, but no, I think cats are better. But that is because you believe that cats are better and he believe that dogs are better than cats, for example. Right? That is why opinions, it's something that a person either believes, it's something that a person thinks, or it's something that a person feels is the truth. Right? And usually, when it comes to writing, you'll even see in magazines and you'll see in newspapers, right? Journalists put both facts in the articles as well as opinions, right? And we said an opinion is something that they believe, that they think, or they feel, right? And sometimes they add their own opinion to kind of make people think, right? Or start thinking or start questioning certain things, right? So they say when you read, it's important to notice the places where a writer states an opinion. So a writer can be a journalist, it can be an author, it can be a someone who write poems, right? So they have their factual things and they have their opinions. So you need to basically notice the places where the writer states an opinion. Then you can decide whether you agree with those opinions or not, right? It, just like this year, Priya making another example, right? Where he says that a Big Mac is better than a vegan burger, right? Remember, remember someone who loves a beef burger or a chicken burger, right? Will definitely say that a Big Mac is better than a vegan burger, right? But if you are vegan, you are gonna you're gonna fight against the fact that the vegan burger is better than a Big Mac burger, right? Because remember, that is your opinion, right? It's the same as also saying, even if you look at sneaker companies, right? Like, for example, I like Nike sneakers, right? So I would feel that the design and the make of the Nike sneakers is way better than the design and the make, for example, of the Puma sneakers, right? But someone who maybe loves Puma sneakers would be like, no, I think that the Puma sneakers are way better than the Nike or Adidas or any other sneakers. Yes, reading is better than watching TV. Remember, if you a reader and you love reading, then you will definitely say that reading is better than watching TV. But if you don't like reading and you feel like reading is boring, reading makes you fall asleep, right? You would rather prefer watching a movie because a movie is more interesting. There's movements taking place, people are talking, and you get the message gets to you way better, right, through hearing than reading. Then you would say that watching TV is better than reading, right? But whoever that loves reading will say that reading is better than watching TV. So yeah, well done. That examples are it's perfect, right? So far they have given examples of opinions that people think, people believe, or people feel that it is true. It's like somebody saying reading is better than watching TV, the Big Mac is better than the vegan burger, or that dogs are better than cats. Or it can even be where some people would say girls are more clever than boys, right? They would say girls are better than, are more clever or more intelligent than boys, right? So that is what people would say. But now, if you maybe have somebody in your class, and then you'll find that sometimes there are more boys in the class that are clever than the girls in the class, right? So that is your opinion unless they start doing a research where they're giving girls as well as boys assessments to do. And now they have come up with, for example, facts to show that based on the assessment or systemic tests or whatever that we've done, girls are more clever than boys, right? Unless it shows that. But if you haven't done any tests, you haven't done any research, there was no assessments taking place, you cannot just say that girls are more clever than boys, right? Because in a class, you will basically find that you have an equality of boys as well as girls being clever, right? Sometimes boys are just a bit more playful than what girls are, but we cannot say that the girls are more clever than the boys. Yes, shoes are better than heels. So I love sneakers, right? So I love sneakers, and I would honestly choose sneakers over heels, right? So they say sneakers or shoes are better than heels, right? Because I feel sneakers are more comfortable, right? It goes with, you can wear it with dresses or anything. And I feel heels is for church, for example. So that is, it's an opinion, right? That is how I feel. But somebody who loves heels, that wears heels almost every single day, will feel like heels are way better than sneakers because sneakers is not nice, right? Ruth, before you deleted the message, um, sometimes you will find that both sometimes you will find both, there will be two of the same grades, but one is for English and one is for maths. So if you either want to, you can either watch the maths or you can watch the English. So currently we are doing English grade 4, but then on the other side, I'm not sure what grade they're doing, but they're doing maths. Yes, you can also, another opinion is where they say iPads are worse than a phone for games, like a normal Android phones or something. Yeah, even like just a phone. Exactly. English is better than French. Wow, that is definitely an opinion because if you go to France or wherever where they speak French fluent, and then they are going to fight you because that is basically their home language. So they're going to fight you if you were to say that English is better than French, right? Yes, even subjects, right? Like somebody would say English is better than maths, right? Depending on the subject that you love, you would say that subject is better than a subject that you don't like, right? Like, for example, English is better than maths. So if someone says English is better than maths, person loves English, right? Because they understand English, they enjoy English, the subject English, and maybe they're not so good in maths. Maths makes them nervous. They don't understand maths so well. Now they would say English is, for example, better than maths. But now you'll find somebody who loves maths or loves numbers, enjoys maths, and they are going to feel like maths is way better than English because they sometimes maybe struggle with reading, or they struggle with understanding, or they struggle with comprehending, right? So, yes. So, that is basically opinions. So, here we have, or we basically distinguish now the difference between what a fact is. Remember, we said a fact is something that can be proved to be true. It's either based on research, it's something that you can find on the internet, right? It is things that is true. Journalists, they need to go to the source, they need to go to the person, right? And they need to find out, is it really the truth, right? And we said opinions is something that a person believes, that a person thinks, or a person feel is basically true. Exactly. You see, here we have someone that says math is better than English. But you see, that is opinions, right? I'm sure that is it Lubna or Ashraf loves maths more than he loves English. So you would say that maths is better than English, whereas the opinion of Prayan is that English is, for example, either better than French or English is better than maths. But those are that is our opinions, right? It is something that you believe, think, or feel is true, right? And that is so true. Basically, all of the examples that you guys are making is true because those are opinions. All right. And we are doing our tutorial lesson on A plus students.ca. So we're now going to A plus students.ca, and we are going to do our test. Right? And we're going to first distinguish facts from opinions. And remember, we said a fact is something that can be proved to be true. And an opinion is something that a person believes, thinks, or feel is the truth. However, an opinion cannot be proved to be true. All right. So now it says, let us, okay, there is an activity to do. Let us go to our test, right? This is now us distinguishing between facts and opinions. The last one, Messi is better than Ronaldo. Are you saying that one? Are you saying Messi is better than Ronaldo? Remember, that is our opinions, right? So it's like Priya says Messi is better than Ronaldo. Somebody who loves Ronaldo, right, is going to fight Brian because he's going to feel or she's going to feel that Ronaldo is better than Messi, for example, right? And remember, that is why we say opinions are things that we believe, we feel, or we think is the truth, right? It's the same as saying that a team, a soccer team or football team, is better than the other team, right? So whether your team loses, for example, you're still going to feel like your team is better than for example, the winning team. All right. So now we need to say which states a fact. We need to say, we are about the test now, and we need to say which one is a fact. Remember, we said a fact is something that can be proven to be true, and an opinion is something that we believe, that we think, or that we feel is the truth. It says 1 5 cent coin is called a nickel, but it's mostly made of copper. And then the second one says in today's economy, a nickel is just about worthless. We need to say what we need to select the facts. We need to say which one is a fact. Is it the first one or is it the second one? So 1 5 cent coin is called a nickel, but it's mostly made of copper. And then we have the second one that says, in today's economy, a nickel is worthless. So we need to say which one is correct. Some is saying two, some is saying the first one. So we need to state the facts. All right, let us choose most of you are saying it's the first one, right? Because they do say that if a nickel is made up of 75% of copper, right? So that is correct. So well done. The first one is correct. All right, the next one says, which sentence states a fact? So something that can be proven to be true, right? It says 15 days is a long time to celebrate a holiday, right? Or people in China celebrate the New Year for 15 days. We need to say which one is correct. So 15 days is a long time to celebrate a holiday, or people in China celebrate the New Year for 15 days. So we need to say which one is correct. The fact. All right. So we can say people in China celebrate the New Year for 15 days. Yes. So if you even go on the internet will tell you that they celebrate the New Year for 15 days. So well done. In general, newborn babies cry far too often. Or do we need to say if it's a fact, or babies don't shed tears until they are about a month. Which one is correct? That newborn babies cry far too often, or babies don't shed tears until they're about a month. What do you think is the fact? That in general newborn babies cry too often, or babies don't shed tears until they are about a month old. We need to say which one is a fact. All right, so we are going to choose the first one. All right, because remember, babies they cry. Even when a baby is born, I don't know if you've watched those movies. If the baby doesn't cry when the baby, when the mother gives birth, then the doctors start beating the buttocks of the baby, right? Because they want the baby to cry first, right? So it's not like they're saying the baby is crying all the time, right? They're just saying that the babies cry far too often compared to when they get a bit older, right? But a baby cries when the baby is born. They're actually saying babies don't shed tears until they're about a month old. So according to them, that is a fact that babies don't shed tears. I'm actually surprised. Right? So well done to the one who said number two. According to the facts, they say babies don't shed a tear until they are a month old. I don't even know how true that is. But according to this, it is a fact. Which sentence states a fact? So, which sentence states a fact? It's Hurricane Rita was the worst storm in history, or hurricanes are tropical storms with strong winds and heavy rains. Which one is correct? That Hurricane Rita was the worst in history, or do we say hurricanes are tropical storms and strong winds and heavy rains? We need to either choose the first one or the second one. So we need to either choose the first one or we choose the second one. So are we saying the first one is correct? Because if we go on Google, right, on the internet, then they're saying Hurricane Rita was the most intense tropical cyclone on record in Mexico, right? But also hurricanes are tropical strong storms. They have strong winds with heavy rains that causes flooding, right? That is what a hurricane is. Oopsie. All right, let's go with the second one. So it is the second one, which basically shows us that that is what hurricanes are. Strong winds that causes flooding. All right, let's do the next one. It says, which one states a fact? Lions deserve to live in the wild and not in zoos. Or in the wild, lions hunt zebras and other large prey. Which one is correct? All right, then if we choose the correct one, it says lions deserve to live in the wild and not in zoos. And the second one says, in the wild, lions hunt zebras and large prey. If you put the lions in the wild, right? If you put the lions in the wild, then they are carnivores, right? Meaning that they eat meat, meaning that they eat other animals, right? So that is why they say lions are predators, because they prey on other large animals, right? And the first one says lions deserve to live in the wild and not in zoos. Remember, that is what I think. That is what you think, right? Whereas zookeepers feel that lions needs to be kept in a cage, for example, right? So let's quickly choose the second one, right? Because remember the first one where it says lions deserve to live in the wild instead of the zoo. Zookeepers probably feel like they need to be in the zoo, right? Because that is someone's opinion. All right. Now we're going to identify an author's statement of opinion. And remember, we said earlier on that authors, writers, journalists, right, what they do is they write facts, right? whether it's in the newspaper, whether it is in books, whether it is newspaper articles in magazines, on the internet, right? Those are facts that mainly facts that they write. But as they're writing the facts, they're also giving their opinion based on something, right? And opinions are something we said that it's something that people believe, that people think, or that somebody feels the truth. So when you read, whether you read a book, you read an article, you read a magazine, you read something on the internet, right? It is important to notice places where a writer states his or her opinion. And once you make you notice the places where the writer states his or her opinion, then only you can decide whether you agree with those opinions or not, right? Because remember, writers, they write facts. And sometimes people don't just want to hear facts all the time. They want to hear what the writer thinks also about an incident that took place, or what the writer thinks of whatever, right? So they would like throw in their opinions here and there. It says almost half of all children have had a cavity in one of their baby teeth. Now the writer says this is a serious problem, right? That is the opinion of the writer. So the writer states an opinion, right? That he says that this is a serious problem, but somebody else will maybe differ, where they will feel like, but it's not that much of a serious problem because babies need to, or children needs to lose their baby teeth, right? So that is why when it comes to opinions, it is what you think. You can decide if you agree with him or if you don't, right? So before we end, let us quickly go and do one or two of this statement of opinion. It says, select the sentence where the writer states an opinion, right? The pineapple guava tree has white and red flowers and green fruit. The fruit ripens in late fall. Its taste is far too sour to be enjoyable, though. We need to identify the opinion of the writer. Is the opinion where the writer says the fruit ripens in late fall, or is the opinion where the writer says its taste is far too sour to be enjoyable, though? All right, and if we choose the writer's opinion, right? Then we're going with the second one. Because remember, the writers, it seems like the writer tasted the fruit and now he's giving his opinion based on how fruit tastes. But now maybe someone else will enjoy the soury taste of the fruit. Right? So the second one was cool. Let's do the last one. Carrot raisin salad takes about 10 or 15 minutes to prepare. There is no snack for a lazy summer afternoon. To start, you will need shredded carrots and raisins. You'll also need something to mix them with, such as mayo or yogurt. What is the writer's opinion? Is it that carrot raisin salad takes about 10 or 15 minutes to prepare, or there is no better snack for a lazy summer afternoon? Remember, the writer is specifically saying that this is a specific salad, a carrot raisin salad. Remember, we have preparation time. So he's saying that it's not going to take long. But now he's also adding there is no better snack than a lazy summer afternoon. But now I wouldn't eat the carrot raisin salad, right? I would rather have a different salad than a carrot raisin salad. So, which means that I won't agree with him when he says there is no better snack for a lazy summer afternoon, right? So, the second one is correct. All right. This is now the end of our lesson on opinions. We said an opinion is something that you believe, think, or feel is the truth, and an opinion cannot be proven true. And then facts are something that is proven true. It is things that you can go on the internet and search, right? It is things that people have. You need to first do assessments, tests, interviews, and things like that in order to show that it is the truth, right? So that is how the difference between an opinion as well as a fact. So thank you very much, grade fours, for joining the class and for interacting. You should have a good evening further and continue to enjoy your holiday. Goodbye.